let's go ahead and get us a timer. Let people start joining. Bum, 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 bum. Let's get us 1 minute and we.
Hey, Julie.
Monday. I can't see you again.
Night.
Wait, what?
Monday Night Domains.
Monday.
MDD, baby.
MND. Hey, no one's got anything going on. They took football away from us. I guess we are kind of competing with March Madness right now, but there's no good games on tonight. The only good game comes on Friday at 10 o'clock, and that's Tennessee versus Creighton. So that's super exciting. Of course,
they made it to the 3-16. Julie is a Tennessee Vol fan.
All right, hey, we made it so many episodes without me mentioning that, I think.
Well,
I wore my Titans jersey
I was the first one out. I had Kentucky going to the championship game.
Oh, darn. So did everyone else in my work league. I hate Kentucky. Sorry to all my Kentucky fans on there. Us Tennessee, us diehard Vols fans really have an issue with them Kentucky people. Because they think they're the best in the SEC. And, come on. They haven't been the best in the SEC for, 10 years.
For those of you around the world that are wondering what we're talking about March Madness, which in the U.S. is a basketball tournament, and literally any college team in the country can be the national champion by winning their league, which gives you an invite to the tournament. And once you're in the tournament, if you don't lose, you could win the national championship. And it's kind of like the FA Cup in England or some of the other cups in different countries where even the little club teams, start playing.
Oh, yeah.
And
we've already got a Cinderella story. I mean, who was it that beat Kentucky? It was in Michigan, Oakland, Michigan.
Yeah.
They their stadium is about the size of a high school basketball stadium, and they beat UK.
But anyway, welcome to Monday Night Domains. We call it Monday Night Domains because my background is in the domain space, and I had a show on Clubhouse for 2.5 years called Monday Night Domains. So I wanted to carry it over, but it's really all things digital, all things crypto, and tonight it's going to be all things gaming. We've got a gaming takeover with John Walheim, and that'll be fun when John joins us. Julie, how was your week? Last week on the show, if you haven't watched last week's show, Julie joined the ranks of people having their own top-level domain in Web3. What was that again, Julie? I forgot the name.
I have Dog Girly Pop. I am now a Dog Girly Pop owner, which is super, super exciting. Because now I can build that out and hopefully get some capitalized off of it. And not only that, but create a very women central space on Web3, which does not currently exist very much. So, which is cool because you're getting all these women who are joining the big companies in social media and they're starting to get into Web3 and what all this is. And so now we're going to make us a space because we're cooler than you guys. So,
man, well, I won't argue with that.
This
space has been fun. We thank our sponsor, Freename. Freename is an infrastructure technology company that's really improving the internet in a number of ways through 3 main things. Their Freename.io platform, where you can get a Web3, meaning right now it works with their new Freename DNS plugin, which you can download just like any other app. You download it on
3 minutes to do, FYI, not even.
What's that?
I said I got it downloaded. It took me 3 minutes, not even, maybe 30 seconds.
boom. And then all of a sudden you can see these things that used to be so rare and held so scarce. In fact, ICANN, the company that gives out the main TLDs, and those will still always exist. You know, they cost about $1 million. They give them out every 10 years. But what if you don't have $1 million? What if you don't want to wait, but you're willing to build your own community? You're willing to market. So that's Free Name's product, is the Free Name IO domain names and TLDs. They also have Web United that they're a technology provider for, which takes existing domain names and makes them Web3. And then their Noto division actually can make your whole computer see Web3. So anyway, we thank Freename for their sponsorship. I'm a paid consultant to Freename. This is the show that they ask us to do each Monday for a couple reasons. One, it's nighttime here in the U.S. Freename's a European company, so a lot of times their stuff is during the day. And we wanted to add something for nighttime, Julie, because a lot of people are doing Web3, they're doing their projects, they're doing their creativity on the side as a side hustle afterward. And that's something that you've started doing. So how have you been doing with digital and side hustle? And does it help sometimes to have these things at night as opposed to you found out it happened at 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yes, 100%. So I'm pretty active on some of the Twitter streams and all that stuff, and I love to join them, but they're always between like 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And thankfully I have a job where I have headphones in most of the day and I can listen to them kind of in the background, but I can never respond. B, I can never fully engage with what they're talking about. Any sort of tutorial, I can't follow that. I have to listen to the recording. Let's really be honest here. Half the fun of a live stream is chatting and like getting real-time answers to questions. And it kind of just like the second something becomes a recording, it's like, okay, I have 15,000 years to watch this, and that is going to take 15,000 years because procrastination kicks in because that immediately hits the bottom of the priority list. So I've really enjoyed having shows at nighttime, and then I think that really opens it up for kind of the more casual domainers, which is really who we're trying to chat with here. Is like, hey, you don't have to be. It leaves the full-time domainers, they can have the working business hours because they're doing it full-time. But for us little, for us that are just now getting into the love of domaining, you know, it's nice to have it at nighttime as like just an hour before bedtime. Let's hop on, see what's going on in the world. Because, I mean, if you wait, you're going to miss it. So, super exciting. Let's see, Dad, what are we sharing here?
Great. And I see SEOs joining us. Can you see my screen, Julie?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to do a little. What's been happening this week in Freename. So now I'm on the screen that's sharing my screen, but now I have to find my screen. Hold, please. Where is that little Freename?
I'm going to need that hold, please.
Oh, I know what happens when I share it. It becomes a little rectangle. All right, so what you can do on Freename is you can buy a TLD, buy a second level domain. Also look up who owns different TLDs. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go up here to where it says this, and you can see if the TLD you want taken, you can find out the wallet address, and they'll look up all kinds of Web3 domain names, free name names, ENS names, Unstoppable or UD names. But the thing that I'm going to do tonight, and we'll probably do this every week now, is kind of look on Freename Explorer, and we'll see what some of the TLDs that have been picked up in the last week have been. And so I can go here and I can click TLDs, and this will show me that just, you know, this is in order of what was registered the most recently. So someone picked up .made in China or .cowboys nation. So think about building your own Cowboys Nation community with .cowboys nation. It's already got a domain. .made in China has got 5 domains. Crystal Dragon. Here's a great opportunity, Julie. One of the big things that's changed in domains in the past 20 years is sometimes they've gone from keywords that make sense like rationally, and this is where I think gals and women will have a better idea of what's going on, to this idea of a brandable, where if you build a community, you might build it as .crystal dragon, right?
Oh yeah, I'm all about the brandables. Those are probably my favorite. I can see the best use for them because it's just not very often that you see someone with a clothing business have clothes.com, like they want to have their brand, their name. Hey, Crypto Joker, good to see ya. So
Let's
yeah.
see. Someone got Litecoins, which again, they're kind of instead of Litecoin, which must have been could have been a bigger premium. They went for the plural. I like Litecoin. Events calendar, that's a really good functional one
Mm-hmm.
where you can have people have events calendars. So the owner of this owns the top level domain .events calendar. And then they would let people register like web3 .events calendar or gaming events calendar or sports events calendar. Caspa, that's kind of interesting. I don't know what it means, but these 5-letter words
Oh, I'm
that are
supposed to know
two
that. I think
syllables.
that's a trendy young
Yeah,
person.
you could make it. You can make your own meaning for it, right, Julie? You could
Oh
just be
yeah.
like, "That's Caspa. I'm Caspa," or whatever you want to do.
Like a .cfd, which is way easier said than done, but
There you go. You could get emojis in your top level domain. Someone here went for the heart free name or love free name. And you really don't speak emojis, you just see them and you
you just
process
feel
them.
them.
Yeah, you feel them. You know what I mean?
It's like, oh, hearts, cute.
Skull and Bones and God, I Trust. SEO consultant, there's a whole
Hey.
community there. And so this is just, I got newsletter on Friday. So I was going to go back and see all these ones have been done just since Friday. Triple credit report, ski resort. So there's another
Hey.
functional one.
That's a good one.
This one's in a IDN, meaning it's in another language where it's got the little dots above the A. Bowling balls, crossword puzzles. So this one was one of my favorites that's done last week. Land for sale.
Yeah.
If you think about states and cities and types of land, and each land for sale could be like 1321 Main Street land for sale or
Well,
Texas.
then you're kind of getting into combining the brandables with the old school way of buying and valuing domains, because then you can get your brand clothes, and it says, okay, it's clothes, it is what it is, which is the old school way of doing it, which is what people are used to having those value domains, but it's still your brand. And then it just goes into the category of clothes, and then it's easy for people to search. Maybe, hopefully in the future, that'll kind of maybe start to change the way they do some SEO. They can kind of integrate the TLDs into SEO. Like, okay, if their site is closed and they have a .clothes, that should up their search engine optimization.
Yeah. I think the other thing that's happening, here's some other ones, Digitwin. That's kind of a brandable, but it describes what it does, a digital twin. So it's Digitwin. And think about it, that could be thousands of people's Digitwin or hundreds of thousands. And so the idea with the TLD is you're using the domain name system to build a community where each node, to use a gaming term and a server term. Is that a server term, Julie, from your old Minecraft days?
I have not heard it, but that does not mean anything.
Yeah. So each node, each person runs their own domain name, like pagehow.streetfighter. But then .streetfighter is what we all have in common. It's our top level domain, and so we all benefit when we increase the awareness. And like I said, the free name TLDs, when you buy a computer, it only comes with one DNS app already on it, and that's called the public root or the ICANN root. And then once you add the free name DNS app, then you can see all these other new TLDs. And really, all the new TLDs that are here, the Web3 ones, it's going to be, they're not like given monopolies like the other one. It's really more, are they going to use it to build a community, a big community or a small community or whatever they want to do with it, but to be able to have a domain name system to organize it, they can do it using the free name system. So that's just kind of a quick overview of the free name and what happened this week.
That's super exciting. No, I love looking at all the new TLDs, because it's nice to know that we're not the only people. Like, this is, a lot of people are kind of investing in this, and it's just growing and getting more. I would love to see kind of a just analytical trend on, are we seeing an increase in free name TLDs being registered? And I know there was some stuff that happened this week with the .eth names, and I wonder if that's going to have kind of an effect on free name going on. And I would love to see the data on this, because that's so exciting to see, because you're seeing more. You're not just seeing crypto Web3 Zapier TLDs. You're seeing some proper creative business, like new TLDs coming into the chat, and it's really showing how, I don't know, it's getting variety. See, we got 2 questions from More Than SEO if we've got time.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and jump on.
All right. When you have a moment, could you explain the benefits of free names integration with MetaMask? Hey, we were talking about this right before the show. We were like, are we going to talk about it? Are we not? No. Guess we got to. With MetaMask Institutional, is this for security benefits or are there other benefits for SLD and TLD owners? Dad, take it away.
All righty. Yes, we are going to talk about it because we were going to have John as our guest, John Walheim with .Gaming tonight. So I'm not going to talk about gaming yet. So I'll jump in and talk about, we were going to do next week our wallets part 2, right, Julie? We were going to get you a wallet. And the wallet that most people use is MetaMask. And what we talked about in wallets part 1 was this idea, this concept. And again, and this is for people that are just like, what is a wallet? In the real world, you know you own something. This is my phone. I own it. I have it. My remote control. This is my money. This is my house. I don't have to prove to anyone I have it. In the digital world, someone says, well, this is your domain name. How do you know it's your domain name? You say, well, I have it in my account at GoDaddy. So you got to call GoDaddy. And other people are like, well, what if I don't want to call GoDaddy? And the whole idea of a decentralized blockchain-based naming system says that there's a blockchain. Think of it as like in the Christian tradition and the Jewish tradition, we have Moses coming down with the tablets, and you put your domain name in the tablets, and that's like the blockchain. And until someone changes the blockchain, your ownership of your domain is minted to your wallet. You can't put it on your person. You can't mint it and tattoo it.
The minted is written in stone. I like that.
Right. So the minting it says that you're just like a coin is minted by cutting the metal and making the coin. You're minting it on the blockchain. And that means that any Web3 application, any blockchain, any resolver, any explorer, like we just did with free name, that looks on the blockchain for that fact, for that, who owns that, is going to see your wallet address. Conversely, if you're playing a video game, or if you're on a website, or if you're on a video chat, or if you're sending an email and you connect your wallet, that app or that DApp will know that you're the owner of what you're trying to use. You're trying to make changes to that domain name. Well, hey, whoa, we can't. Only the owner can make changes. It looks in your wallet. Oh, you're the owner. You can make changes. But that fact isn't kept by someone else. It's kept in this blockchain, and the words you'll hear are immutable. So anyway, so how do they know it's you that has it? And that's why you have your wallet. And your wallet goes on your computer. You install it, MetaMask, and then you start it up, and you have a password. That's the one thing you have. But you also have a seed phrase. And a seed phrase, basically, if you're on a new computer, if you're on a new device, if you want to start up your wallet, only the person that has this 20-word seed phrase, or 10 words out of these 20, can start up that wallet. You know what I mean? So you never give it away. Anyway, you start up your wallet, and what the MetaMask Institutional is, that free name's announcing this with, is, well, what if you're a company? You don't want to have your company's assets, like, it'd be like, hey, who's got that wallet around here? Oh, I think the secretary had it. No, the CEO's got it. Oh, he's on vacation. What do we do? So MetaMask Institutional is a way to say that an institution, an entity, an organization can have a wallet to be able to own these digital assets. So that's kind of a little bit
of
what
big
is the
talk,
wallet.
Little Britches.
And then there's this idea of what do you do when the entity, whether it's a charity or a corporation or a business, or even two partners, where they don't want to be like, Julie, as much as we could be in a partnership, it'd be like, well, I don't want you keeping the wallet. And you'd be like, well, I don't want you keeping the wallet. It'd be like, well, let's both keep the wallet. Well, we can't. Let's do an institutional wallet. So anyway, stay tuned to Free Name and more of the stuff coming up with this idea of integrating with MetaMask Institutional for something called custody. So
that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
We got another question from More Than SEO.
Okay.
That's all right. on the .land for sale example, how would you integrate this for each property? Would this be for agents trying to sell land, or is there a new hidden digital value equivalent to mineral rights? So in my head, whatever, and tell me if this is incorrect, when I saw the land for sale, I'm thinking you can then take it like if I'm a realtor, I probably have 7 properties for sale. And if you just want to work with me and you want to see what properties I have for sale, then you would do Julie.land for sale. And you can do that with different realtor companies or maybe even cities. Like, okay, like instead of having to go to Zillow and search through an area code, you could just go to Cincinnati.land for sale and maybe see, I think in my head, it's kind of whatever people want to make it. And then, but if you wanted to do, 118 West Street Way, then you could also do that. I mean, it's kind of the joy.
But also your TLD can be like a food court. You can have some people using it for its functional value. You can have some people using it for its realtor value. You know what I mean? Some people using it for geo. And then I think what More Than SEO is talking about here is almost giving some digital value to a piece of real estate by saying, well, not only are you going to get this house, but you're going to get the digital representation of the house or some digital ownership of the history of the house or something. Or you can create virtual houses.
Right.
And then you create virtual worlds. And then people could sell virtual land for sale using .land for sale. Like me, I have .v, so I could have Planet V. And besides having land for sale .v, I could have Planet V .land for sale. You know what I mean? And if it's all about community. So if there was a community that was searching the land for sale, imagine being able to just sit there and go, show me any land for sale that's on .land for sale. That isn't here now. But I think if you see the speed that people are creating and adapting and imagining things, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just think we may have more stuff in the future. And the public system's great. I mean, we're on a .io right now, Restream.io. You may be watching it on X.com or Facebook.com. I'm glad those are robust. They've been around for a while, but we're talking about, is that the right place to have innovation, fast moving stuff? And maybe it's not. So
I wonder if we're going to start seeing people attaching like documentation, titles, registration to Web3 because of the security, because you have to go through 7 different people to have a transaction be cleared. Like maybe not land for sale, but like .land, .real estate, something like, would you have these coordinates, you know what I mean? The address, like this address .this, and you owning that is like, that's how you transfer ownership instead of having to pass the registration in the paper. And then, the public documentation will be shown on the website kind of thing. Because we are really getting away from paper documentation. And I don't know about you guys, I lose paper documentation.
Often. The other thing is sometimes when you have to do real land transfers, you have ownership stamps, taxes, a lot of fees, and maybe you're just buying a little piece of land, almost like those Star on Mars, or you can buy land on the moon or something like that.
Oh, you can buy a star.
You may want to have like a little micro piece of land, and then you may say, well, we're not going to make them at the registrar's office, but you're going to be able to say you own it with the coordinates. The coordinate was really interesting for me, but I had a thought there about land for sale. I lost it, but I think it's just these innovative ideas that I know what I was talking about. We're doing this in the domain space. So a Web3 domain, if you mint it, you own it, and that's how you own it. You own it. Then people have their Web2 domains like pagehow.com, and they're like, well, how can I make it a Web3 domain? And what's tricky about it is that the way you own a real, Web2 domain name is you have it at your registrar.
Right.
So you have to make sure that matches up with the Web3 domain name. In the same way that if you were going to have an NFT represent land ownership, you have to make sure that the person who owns the NFT, that's also tied to that NFT being on the title at the records department. You know what I mean? For the county or the city or something like that. So, but yeah, I think that's just one of the imagined ones. I think since we don't have John tonight, we may just limit it to a half hour, Julie.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I wonder because it says I wonder if maybe there was a difference in the time zones.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'll give you just a little tease what we're going to talk about with Jon.Gaming. And the reason I think .gaming is so neat to talk about is, one, it's one of the ecosystems when we think of Web3 being above the internet or to the side of the internet, or like a rebel internet, or like a hidden place in a video game that you just find. You know what I mean? There's a
Mhm.
sense of exclusivity. You have to know. You have to know the secret password. You have to know the secret app. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that gaming's done that with, whether it be with Twitch or whether it be with their hardware platforms. They've been able to build non-internet but still digital communities and
Right.
games. And I think that's where some of the Web3 uses are going to be. Wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to remember your username on all the different platforms? I think, what we picture is that over time we may get to a point where you'll have a digital identity that you can use in the middle of games. So you don't have to remember, oh, who am I in this one? Or if you're streaming it, you're like, well, I'm this on Twitch, I'm this on YouTube, I'm this on
Yeah.
this, I'm this on this. You can have one. So
And all the dual authentication. Let's not get over that, because I was dealing with that for 2 hours this morning. Was however many accounts you have to know where all those dual authenticators are.
now, John was probably going to ask you, Julie, what video game do you like the most? And I don't know if you're a gamer. Are you a gamer, kind of?
I am not,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I am much more of I spend enough time online between work and a million other things. So I spend my time typically in a book. But that being said, my 8th grade self loved Minecraft. That
Yeah.
was my thing. I still to this day, if someone said, "Hey, do you want to play Minecraft?" I would say absolutely. Me and my college friends, we used to, whenever we didn't have anything to do, or whenever COVID hit, that was one of the ways we kind of hung out together, was we had a little Minecraft server. However, whenever it migrated to only being Microsoft or something, the email I had associated with it was a really old email address that Yahoo kicked me out of forever ago that I didn't know, because I got the email address when
And
I
a
was
lot of people
11.
would say that's Web 2 for you. You know what I
That's
mean?
Web 2 for me, because it kicked me out of that. So I no longer have. And then I went to change my email on Microsoft or on Minecraft, and it was like, you didn't migrate to Microsoft. You're done. And I was like, okay. Now I'm just refusing to give them the $40 to rebuy it. But let me just tell you, if I didn't,
Well,
if I
I go back in the dinosaur days of video games, so I was going to have to bring up Pong, and then some classics like Super Mario Brothers.
hey, I like Super Mario
And then
or Webkins.
the only time I played real video games was with my nephews, and the only thing I remember was me going, "Which one am I? Which one am I?" And they'd always
Oh
say,
yeah.
"You're the one that has no legs and his arm shot off and no gun." You know what I mean? And so
I
it'd
was
be like,
often told to sit in a corner and not move.
well,
And
Julie, great Monday Night Domains. We covered the news, free name of the institutional wallet integration. Want to thank everyone for listening. Sorry for the short show tonight, but we will be back with John Walheim soon to talk about gaming. See you, Julie.
Bye, y'all.